Welcome back to Impossibly Unremarkable, a podcast hosted by myself, Jonathon Butts, and my longtime friend, co-host, and teenage kraken, Elliott Markson.
That is right, and it is another episode of this podcast, and today we are your parents, your mommy and your daddy, telling you to get in the corner, get in timeout. You've been bad. Isn't that right?
Which one am I? That is right, but which one am I?
Daddy.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I want to say I would be okay if I was the mommy, too.
Same. I'm sure, yeah. Both parental roles are very good, very valid.
Yeah, very important.
I prefer to be the mommy because women are strong and underappreciated in the world, you know? They're amazing. They're incredible. Nice. I'm not pandering. I'm not.
We haven't missed a
That's
beat.
genuine.
We were gone last week.
Yup.
I had a procedure. It's all right.
Yeah.
I got a couple more of these in me. You know,
A couple more procedures coming up?
podcast episodes.
Oh, what?
Yeah, we do a couple more.
Yeah.
And then based on what the doc tells me, maybe more. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see if he gets cleared by the doctor because right now he might have to go in for another surgery. We're not sure exactly, but
Tennis elbow.
yeah, his elbow seems to be healing pretty well, but just kind of podcasting in general is hurting him. I mean, look at him. He looks stiff.
It's actually my right elbow, and I usually kind of sit like this, and that just a lot of stress.
No,
there.
I've noticed that. No, that can happen when you put your elbow on a table for too long.
Yeah.
It can actually wear and tear on that elbow. You can actually end up with needing Tommy John surgery.
Yeah.
I've heard it's pretty serious. Is that what you had, or is this different?
That surgery's on the table. I had a buddy in high school who had it, Tommy Jonathon.
Tommy Jonathon, yeah.
Yeah. He didn't survive it. It was pretty...
So what was this first surgery? Was this exploratory?
Yeah, kind of just like getting around in there.
I mean, I prefer that too. Like anytime I get a surgery, before they decide what they're going to do, I like to have them just cut me open, just kind of see what's in there first.
Well, it's funny. I had mentioned to like the intake nurse that like, hey, I should probably get a colonoscopy at one of these points.
Right, yeah.
But my main concern is the elbow.
Yeah.
And so they just started ass and then like worked their way up.
Oh, so they're just slowly kind of checking you out.
It wasn't. No, it wasn't slow. It was very fast.
Just very quickly, just slicing and dicing. Actually, from the waist below, you're covered in sutures and scars.
Now, that's the thing. It was very clean.
Oh.
They didn't have to cut anywhere.
What does that mean?
Well,
they just went in through existing...
colonoscopy, and then they just kind of like worked their way
They
up the
just
channel.
kept the camera... Is it all connected in there? Is your whole body connected through your anus?
I mean, you can get in through there.
You can get anywhere through the back door.
Sure. Your body will heal itself as you like puncture through like muscle and tissue and...
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible. That's a fun thing to bring up at a party. If bring up a fun fact that you can actually reach any part of your body from your butthole. So
try hard enough.
If you try hard enough, yeah, that's a good little science lesson to start off the podcast.
It's safe, and I've only been like super lethargic and tired and groggy for like a week now. But other than that, I can't see very straight.
Yeah, you did tell me that you woke up crying blood the other day, so that was a side effect.
Could be unrelated though.
Could be
something that
could
happens.
just be something different. I mean, you could just have really dry eyes. It's that time of year.
It is that time of year.
Yeah.
Speaking of allergy season, I'd love to talk about my experience at the movie theater.
No, please, no,
yes.
please.
This has to be talked about.
You cannot talk about another movie theater. I'm not even kidding. This isn't even a joke. I don't want to hear about it. Why the fuck would they want to hear about it?
It's my week, and I saw Into the Spider-Verse, and it was great. It was a great movie. Now, if you don't know this, in this household, in the Markson household, it's very taboo to talk about comic book movies. They hate them. They like their sports movies and their Barbie doll movies and what other dumb shit Wes Spielberg and Steven Anderson come up with. But it was a great film.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
Uh-huh.
And I've said it before. And this is a real topic of conversation.
Yeah.
Because I think there's been like a sociological shift in our world.
Okay.
Here's my hypothesis.
Sure.
Since COVID, people have forgotten how to interact with one another socially. Mm-hmm. And that really comes out in movie theaters. Because what did we do for 2 years? We didn't go to movie theaters, right? That's true.
This has always been the case, though. People have always been crazy in movie theaters. I 100% disagree with you.
No, because before...
One time I saw the movie The Accountant, which I think came out in like 2017, 2018, something like that. Same thing. There was a guy in the theater shouting the whole time.
This dude just had to casually bring up that he saw something with math in it.
Anyways, this particular case, there was this entire family, a man and all his children. I don't know where his wife was. He must have had the kids for the night. Trying to take them somewhere. He took them to The Accountant, which is a movie starring Ben Affleck where he is an accountant who also has a gun and kills people. I don't remember the exact plot, but that's basically it.
I thought it was just about...
He might be a spy. I don't
math.
really particularly remember because I don't actually it wasn't good enough to...
Oh, it was one of those movies. You don't remember it. Okay. I got what you're saying.
I definitely saw it with my current wife and her family. Anyways, so this guy walks in with his 3 kids halfway through the movie. Halfway through. Walks in. Sits in the way back. Proceeds to shout through all of the action scenes. Hey, get him! Oh, shit! Stuff like that. You know?
With his kids?
Yeah, his kids were there. I don't know how old they were, but they were younger. They were younger than me at the time. They were kids.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know these people. I don't know this man.
You have a child. You can't
Then the man proceeded to get up and leave with all 3 of his kids about 15 minutes before the movie ended. He probably saw 40 minutes of this movie. Shouting the whole time. My point is, you're wrong. People have always been bad in movies.
I think there's always...
And I think
there's always outliers, but I've been to so many movies.
Yeah.
Probably more than 10 movies.
At least more than 10.
At least more than 10 movies. And it's a much higher likelihood of encountering a shithead in a movie post-COVID than pre-COVID. That's just been my observations. I could be wrong.
Maybe.
But first of all, and here's my first mistake.
Yeah.
Now, I consider myself a nerd.
Sure.
But I don't know that I'm fully part of the nerd culture.
Mm-hmm.
But this was day 1 movie opening. That's kind of when you get all the real...
That's when the riffraff rolls in.
The guys who aren't afraid to come out of their houses, who aren't afraid to be themselves, which is A-okay. That's good.
To be fair,
be
though,
yourself.
Also the nerd culture, they don't spend a lot of time with other humans in general.
That's true.
They are just stuck behind their desktop top computers that they've built by hand. And and they're too busy interacting online with people and never see people face to face. So they have no idea how to act in public. That's why they always act awry, and they're always shouting and yelling and have weird phrases that they say in public because they don't pick up on social cues, and people are always made uncomfortable by them. And I'm generalizing very much so.
You are generalizing. It almost feels like you're being very pointed with it. Especially
what do you mean?
The way you keep looking at me when you're saying
I don't know what you're talking about.
But so that was my mistake. But god damn. So Emily, Ben, and I, we went to this movie together. We have a habit. We go to movies together. We're just a fun trio. We have fun.
Yeah, they have fun.
We have fun together.
They don't invite their other friends.
We go to sit down, and the theater was packed. It's opening night or whatever.
Opening night.
It is what it is. But we bought our seats ahead of time, and we're about to sit down, and it's 3 seats were flanked by people on either side.
Flanked.
And I was gonna sit on the end, but then I caught a whiff of the person who was sitting right there. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna be selfish. I bought the tickets. Emily, that's your seat now. So, so she sat there.
You sat your fiance next to the smelly man.
Yeah, I'm a good guy like that. I paid for the tickets. So I sat in the center of Ben, sat on the other side. I don't really like being next to people.
Me either.
So deal with it. But the entire movie, you can just hear the guy right next to Emily going.
He's got allergies, man.
I have allergies. Take a pill, man. Take a pill.
You know what? They don't always work. Sometimes you take them
24-hour pills.
And they don't last the full 24 hours. Or maybe he's coming to the end of the 24-hour period from which he took the pill. So give this man a break.
He takes the pill at 7 p.m. at night and then lets it run its course.
That's just better. That's his pill time.
The other thing is the guy's right next to Ben.
Yeah.
Have you ever encountered a knee slapper in real life?
I don't think No.
Because it's not the 1940s anymore.
Right, nobody laughs like that.
It's not how we digest humor.
No, absolutely
But this
not.
guy, at the faintest sign of humor whatsoever, like high pitched screaming, slapping his knee over and over and over again. So that got old really, really fast. There was this kid that just kept sneezing right in front of us. It's just
you cannot keep
over
You can't keep doing that.
And over and over again.
There are people with allergies.
I have allergies.
We've established that. But this kid is sneezing. That's not his fault. It's a bodily function.
And here's the thing. If
Leave him be.
If all of these incidents were...
I'm tired of you attacking the moviegoers. I'm fully on their side.
If all of these incidents were like separated, like if we went into a movie and there was one guy who sneezed a bunch, and if we went into a different movie and there was one guy who laughed and slapped his knee every 3 seconds, those are things that like in segmented, portioned occurrences, I can deal with that. But when it's like when everyone's hitting you with
They're hitting you from all sides.
It's happening too much.
You're under attack.
Halfway through the movie, some dude came in and like shouted like a spoiler for the movie.
Nice.
I didn't hear him.
That's hilarious.
I didn't hear him over all the other
That is so
people.
funny.
Like, what are you doing?
I'm going to do that. That's so awesome. Because just to think, like, if you were to just find out the ending of the movie and then just run into this theater full of people who are so excited to see it. They've been waiting their whole lives. They haven't come out of their basement from behind their desktop computer that they built with their own tiny little nerdy hands, and they come out into this theater for the first time in public for the longest time because all they get is DoorDash or whatever fast food they decide to get delivered to their front doors so they don't have to see people. And they come out to this theater and you run out and you're going, hey, he dies at the end. Imagine.
See, now I know you're not talking about me because I don't have small hands. I have fairly large hands, which made it hard to build my desktop computer.
My hands were too large. I couldn't fit them in there. You got to have the tiny little screwdriver to put in the tiny little screws.
But the final straw.
Why don't you just walk out?
Because it was a very good movie. That's the thing.
That's
That's what made it really hard. It was such a good movie. It was a 5 out of 5, but you don't really get to enjoy it. But like the last 10, 15 or so minutes of the movie, you're already 2 hours deep. You're already 2 hours deep in the movie. It's clearly like if you have like a logical thought process and can just like process information as it comes to you, clearly the movie's wrapping up.
Yeah.
Clearly it's setting up the next film. Clearly there's going to be a cliffhanger. When the title card came on screen that said "To be continued," I shit you not, everyone except for Ben, Emily, and I started screaming and booing as if there was no way this movie wasn't going to continue for another 2 hours.
Oh, we've never seen a cash grab before.
It's not even a cash grab. It's just a good story.
Well, yeah. I mean, sometimes some stories do need 2 parts, and they took that first part as long as they could, and they told the story the way it needed to be told, and now it needs a second part.
And I think, like, from the beginning, when the first one came out in, like, 2017, 2018, I think it was always billed as going to be a trilogy.
Oh, okay.
But this movie was also clearly a part 1, so it's like, what are we doing? Why are we, like, booing and screaming and, like, pissing and shitting ourselves? Like, what's the deal, man?
You know what I think?
What?
I think maybe you just don't like movie theaters.
I love movie theaters. That's what pains me.
I'm just starting to think maybe
it's one of my favorite experiences, and I can't talk about this to you because you're never there when it happens.
Look, I don't get an invite. It's okay. Look, here's the thing.
You don't even like Spider-Verse.
I don't, and I will not see it. Here's the thing, movie theater culture isn't for everyone. We can't all enjoy it, so don't try to force yourself into liking something just because it's cool or awesome or pure.
What?
You can just be yourself and just not like the movie theater. Like
You're
get
losing
it.
me.
It's cool.
I love the movie
It's okay
theater.
if you don't like it. Like we're not gonna think
theater.
about you differently. We're not gonna look at you like you're some weird little freak in the basement building your desktop computer with your tiny sweaty hands.
Dry.
We're not going to look at you like that.
Dry as a bone.
So you can be yourself and not like the movie theater and stop coming on my podcast. Just kidding.
Now I want to circle back to many, 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 many episodes ago when you aired out your grievances about Culver's.
Yeah?
An institution, a Midwest
Is that
institution.
the first one?
That might be the first one.
A Midwest scam.
But I validated your concerns.
Sure.
Even though I enjoy Culver's myself, I heard you.
Sure.
I listened. I cared for you. And here we're just seeing the absolute opposite. Zero reciprocity.
No. Here's the difference, though. I openly dislike Culver's and don't want to be there. You are claiming to love the movie theater, yet you continuously come back to this podcast and complain about it. So there we go. That's like if I was like, I love Culver's. It's incredible. But I go there and I hate it. I'm miserable.
That's fair. But the movie I went to before that was a great experience. So suck my balls.
I'm done with this topic. I could win this argument, but I'm not gonna win.
It's not an argument.
No, it's an argument.
It's a story.
You're wrong.
It's
You
a
hate the
story
movie theater.
about how some unsocialized beasts infest the movie theater when you're just trying to enjoy a Friday night.
Well, anyways, I'm glad I wasn't invited because I was busy this week with my new friends.
Yeah.
I joined a dad's group, and I've discussed this on the podcast before.
This dude pays to have friends. Let's talk about it.
Hey, no, no, none of them have to be my friends, but we do have a group chat.
He pays to socialize.
Have
Have you heard of Facebook? Imagine spending $30 a month on it.
What?
Am I in the ballpark?
It's not like there was 3 classes and they're over now.
What?
Yeah.
It's not like a continuous thing?
I mean, it can be. Like, we'll probably meet up again just because we have a group chat.
Probably or will?
We're all dads.
Probably or will.
No, we will.
Like, is it set in stone?
I mean, like, not yet. But
Will you tell me when?
men are notoriously bad at planning, so.
Will you tell me when and where?
Sure.
All right. I don't want to be there. I just want to know exactly when.
You have to
and where.
bring a baby if you want to come.
Well, I'll rent one.
I don't care whose it is. You can just show up. But yeah, me and the dads, we went to a brewery together. So that's like a place where dads go, you know.
Did they have beer?
It's a brewery.
No, did your
Yes, the brewery has beer.
No, did the dads have beers?
Yeah, most dads had beers.
Irresponsible.
I think
Not
most.
my buddy. When I went to a brewery with this guy, he was as sober as a gopher.
I don't drink.
He doesn't drink.
That's the difference.
There's a difference.
If I did drink, I would have a beer. But I
Front of your
don't
kid.
drink, so I did not.
In front of your kid.
The thing is, though, with breweries, I always have to, because a lot of breweries don't have non-alcoholic options.
Water.
Some do. Yeah, they all have water, but what if I don't want water? Some do. Some have food. Some don't have food. This one didn't have food or non-alcoholic options. They just had beer and water.
This guy claims to love breweries, and yet he's complaining
I
about
like the
going to a brewery.
atmosphere. I like the atmosphere. But, yeah, so me and the dads, we went, shot the shit, hung out with the babies. And, you know, I'm excited to hang out with my new group of friends, which is way better than my other group of friends. They're way more mature, and they're all much older than me, so they're so wise, and they have many tales to tell. They've all lived very interesting lives, much more interesting than I. And I'd go into detail, but I don't want to like dox anyone and talk about anyone's life. You know, these are my new best friends, so I don't want to, you know, hurt their feelings in that way. So just shout out to you guys if you're listening. You know who you are, and shout out dads. We rock. That's it. One thing I did learn is one of the dads is a year younger than me, which is pretty sick.
Wow.
Could you imagine?
You having a kid but a year younger? I think
He actually said.
I think I could put my brain to work and figure that one out.
He said that in high school he was voted most likely to settle down and have kids early.
Really?
Yeah, and he did it. So he fulfilled his dreams.
25?
Yeah.
Doesn't feel early enough for that kind of award.
Yeah, that's
though,
true. That's
you know?
not like that early, to be honest.
So I feel like that superlative is more like you're gonna have kids when you're 19, not 25.
I mean, that's a little too early for that even. I'd say if you're 22 and you're settling down to have kids, that's early. 25, you're in the workforce. You've been in the workforce for 3 years at least, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's not insane.
This is how this guy measures value. How long have you been in the workforce?
Yeah, I capitalism has really gotten to the old noodle, and I measure everything through work hours now.
This never would have happened to the old Elliott who didn't pay for friends.
You're jealous, and I can see it, and I get it. I understand.
Am I jealous? Am I jealous? Yes.
Yes, 100%.
Trying this new thing where I'm just honest with people and myself.
That's good.
Been a lot more sad this week.
Oh my God, yeah. No, let's hear more about that. I really want to dive in deeper to your sadness, please. Why were you so sad?
Just the movie theater experience really got to me.
I'm so sick of this. Oh man, woof.
It's kind of a you had to be there situation.
This guy.
Also, we firmed up, solidified, narrowed down, hammered out, locked in our wedding venue date. So that was cool. That was like the other thing that
The
happened.
date of your wedding?
The date, the time.
When is it? Can you announce it?
Yeah.
Wait, are you allowed to?
What am I allowed? What do you mean allowed
Well, I don't
to?
know. Like sometimes you send up the save the dates or whatever.
So what does that have to do with
Well, you could spoil the wedding date.
It's September
Yeah.
2024. That's all I'll say.
Oh, you don't. Oh, so okay. Yeah,
I do know the
Let's
date.
keep it under wraps.
The
Just
11th. It's the 11th. You got me. We're getting married on a Wednesday.
And they're having a 9/11 themed wedding. So when they're up there, they're actually gonna, in honor of the day, they're gonna reenact it. So it's gonna be really fun. I believe you know a pilot, so they'll be able to kind of help out with this.
We don't want people to forget the wedding.
It's true. Never forget. It's like wait, because you know weddings always have like their like wedding quote or like the what is it? It's like a the hashtag, like the wedding hashtag.
Our good friend Ben actually sent me this article saying that the wedding hashtag has declined over the last few years.
Really?
Yeah, that's kind of phasing out.
Good, because I actually never liked.
It was a terrible.
I think hashtags are phasing out anyway. Nobody uses hashtags.
That's true. Hashtag sound off in the comments if you use those.
But I was gonna say your wedding hashtag could be like never forget the Buttses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're actually not taking my last name.
Or 9/11.
Or hers.
Crashing into forever.
What if when we I get it. I get the 9/11 jokes. What if when we sign our marriage license, we just take your last name? Like, what would you do about it?
I can't do anything about it. You can actually do that legally in this county.
Like, how? Like, at what point would it stop being like funny?
I think you would get sick of it before I do.
Just be like weird. Like, what's the?
Oh, it would
threshold?
be weird immediately. I don't think there's a threshold for my best friend took my last name randomly.
It's like a bit.
It'd be a great bit.
How long is that bit good for? You know.
It would be fun at parties to say like, "Hey, we have the same last name, but we're not related or married."
I forgot. I can't believe I was going to talk about this really weird thing that happened today at the gym.
Oh, tell me, please. Please tell me.
Emily and I have started doing just working out together.
Yeah,
a little accountability system. And so I hop on the treadmill, and like I just get started. Maybe on there for 15 seconds.
Wait,
what?
I always ask you to go to the gym.
This
I always say no.
This is like our local apartment gym, and we're doing like 12 through 30 together. We're not, doing burpees
whatever,
deadlifting, and
you want to work out with
Ukrainian squats and
they're Bulgarian split squats,
pistol whips.
Bulgarian split squats. And if you knew anything about the country of Bulgaria, you would know that it's a great country and they know how to do a fucking squat.
I was thinking more of Ukrainian kettlebell swings.
Anyways, continue.
And so I'm on the treadmill for maybe 30 seconds, and I hear this person talking behind me. So of course I pop my AirPods off, and I'm kind of annoyed, just like a little bit. It's like I'm trying to settle in, immediately getting interrupted. And there's this woman and this guy, and this woman's like, "Hey, I have like heavy boxes that I need carried to my car, because at our apartment, our gym is like attached to the mailroom."
Yeah.
And so she's like, "I have these heavy boxes." And the funny thing about it is like she didn't like ask me to help. It was kind of like a statement, and then like a
you're gonna help me, right?
We're doing this, and I was like, oh yeah, sure.
You did it.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no.
You're kidding.
And so in this locker, she had like three like maybe 30, 40 pound boxes. And she's like, this is my wedding stuff. I didn't know they would mail it to this room. Because sometimes they can bring it directly to you. Sometimes they drop all the heavy shit off like half a mile away from where you live.
Yep.
And so like I help her carry 2 of the 3 boxes. The thing that was weird to me, this dude that was with us, or that was with her.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't know what his personal situation was, but he clearly looked like capable. He just kind of watched me carry his stuff.
You should have said something.
Well, I'm very.
Should have said something.
I'm very non-confrontational.
Like, hey, you got 2 hands, buddy.
And I was like, this is so strange. Like this, he's just kind of watching. Like she carried a box too, and like she was, very short.
You should just like while you're walking down the hallway carrying the boxes, turn to her and been like, hey, what's his deal? Why is he just sitting there? Like, why is he doing nothing?
And she made this comment. She's like, I didn't know they were going to be delivering it here. And I made a comment. I'm like, yeah, because when Emily and I bought a dresser, it was like 150 pounds, and they delivered it there. And so we had to like pick it up and carry it all the way to our apartment, which is like
apartment
half a mile away. And I was like, I told her that, and she like didn't respond whatsoever. So I was like,
it's weird.
What's happening? Like, am I just like a mule? And then so like I put the final box. She's like, thank you. I'm like, yep. And I, go and do my workout. And I'm like, did I read into that too much? Was that like, am I, making things up? Was that a weird interaction or not? And then after Emily and I were done, I was like, you see that guy just not help? And she's like, yeah, that was really weird. And she also like didn't ask you to.
Yeah.
She kind of just like made a statement. I'm like, yeah, this is really strange. But the good thing is I got a little lifting in before I...
Well, there you go.
Yeah, it all worked
Hey,
out.
get some resistance training in there too, buddy. Hey, nice.
Very, very strange.
Why do you think, what was their deal?
No clue.
Do they really live there?
Yeah.
You sure?
Because they had access to the lockers, and you only have access to the lockers if you live there. I mean, it
That's odd.
It did cross my mind, like, what if I'm an accessory? Because you could...
Yeah.
Although you need a key to get in there, so...
It would have been funny if they actually needed help moving stuff out of the apartment, and then you learned out later that you helped them rob somebody. That would be hilarious.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
But
you get arrested. You're an accessory. You're actually an accomplice to a robbery. You do 3 to 5 in prison, get out in 2. You come back 2 years later, we're like, hey, man, things have changed. We're not... The podcast has moved on. Emily has moved on. It's been 2 years. You have a prison tattoo. You're not quite sure what it means, but when your old Selly Dirty Pete did it with like an old guitar string.
It would go right here. It would say, sklurp.
That's what they called me in the clink. Sklurp.
No. Sklurp.
Sklurp.
That inflection. There you go.
Sklurp.
The other thing is, so I know you talked a big game about 12 through 30 being very good for you.
Yeah.
I've
done a lot of 12
through 30.
through 30.
Fuck it. We don't want to work out that long. All right?
Yeah.
That's way too long.
30 minutes? It's too long?
We amped it up. Because
Sure.
the worst thing about working out is the length of time it takes to see results. So we're doing something new. We call it 24, 24, 5. 24 incline, 24 speed.
You can't do a 24
5
incline,
minutes.
can you?
Yeah, you can.
On what treadmill?
The ones we have.
I wonder what that really is, though, because, like, that's a
It hurts, man.
How is that?
It hurts. My joints are fucked. But it can't get better than that and more efficient.
Okay. I've
24
never seen
speed?
24 on a treadmill.
Have you ever seen, like, Usain Bolt run?
Yeah.
That's basically the
Everyone's seen him run. He's fast.
it's basically the speed you need to keep up. Emily fell off a couple times.
Really?
Yeah.
Is she okay?
She looks great.
Awesome. Sounds like it's working.
Go try. Go try 24, 24, 5.
24? You're not really doing 24, 24, 5? That's not even a thing.
It's awesome, man.
You cannot be doing 24, 24, 5.
Sure I am. You weren't there? That's why I was
12
so
through
upset.
30 is a 12 incline, 3 speed, 30 minutes. You're doing a 24 incline, 24 speed.
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
That's why I was so upset when this lady was bugging
You're going
me.
24 miles per hour on an incline.
Yeah. It's tough. But hard work.
I've
It
cracked
pays
it. He's lying.
off. It pays off. So I was so upset when she was bothering me. I'm like, I'm trying to get this over with, lady. I'm like at a 90-degree angle. And what are we doing?
You know, like, just doing like a 5 minute, like, that doesn't make exercise, like, doesn't make getting in shape go faster.
Yeah, it does. We figured it out.
He's cracked the case. You should be one of those guys who comes out with like a 5 minute abs. Get abs in 5 minutes.
I can sell like a pamphlet or like one of those DVDs that
Just
people
have-
used to sell.
Just have Emily like Photoshop just a perfect body on you.
Why would she need the Photoshop?
You're right. She could just do the natural thing. No, you're right. You're right.
Confused about why would she need the Photoshop at all?
Yeah. No. Yeah.
I think you misspoke there.
I did. No, I was thinking about myself.
Yeah,
like
I
if
think you
I was
forgot
going to
who
be
you're
on the
talking
cover. I was
to.
thinking if I was on the cover. I didn't think about that it was you, and you have the body of a goddamn Greek god. So I didn't think about that personally in my head, in my noodle, in my brain.
It also helps to put glue on your shoes to stay sticky to the incline.
Yeah. What?
Not too much though. You'll stick. You won't be able to move very well.
Well, yeah, you don't want to stick too much on the treadmill because then you'll get sucked under it. And I've had that happen a couple times. It's not good for the legs.
Yeah.
It really hurts.
I've seen them get sucked under a treadmill.
Yeah, sucked under.
Over a treadmill. This guy will get sucked anywhere.
Hey, I don't discriminate. What can I say? Hey, anywhere, anytime.
That week off really did a number to us.
Yeah, I'm like, whoa, today. If that was like an emotion, like whoa, you know what I mean?
Are you supposed to have caffeine while you work out?
Before
During.
you can.
because we were.
But the point of the caffeine is to have more energy. So, like, if you're doing it during, you've already started. So you've started with less energy, and then you're drinking it and progressively getting more as it goes on. I guess that's a decent strategy. I don't know.
We're trying like the caffeinated Crystal Light in our water.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
that only has like 60 milligrams of caffeine.
well, that's the crazy thing. Like during this workout, I'm like, wow, my chest is getting really tight.
Have you ever taken like actual pre-workout?
No.
Oh, it's miserable. It's horrible.
Yeah, I don't mess with that.
I used to take pre-workout all the time just because it's less expensive than buying fucking energy drinks. But you get like itchy and stuff, depending on the... Yeah, you get like the tingles.
Oh.
You get the tingles. You haven't had the tingles?
No.
The PW tingles?
No.
The pre-workout tingles. You haven't had those before.
That's different.
It's a different feeling.
That's different than creatine, right?
Much different.
Much different.
Pre-workout is just caffeine.
I wouldn't know. I've never ever needed
And there's
it.
like other stuff in there to make you tingly.
I just assumed pre-workout was like a shake, some protein. I don't know.
No.
It's clearly
Why would you need protein before the workout? You need protein after the workout.
I never needed it, man.
You're
I've
stupid.
maintained this physique.
Stupid.
Just pure genetics.
Nice. Anyways, what's your recommendation of the week?
I got a great one.
I definitely had other stuff to talk about for my week, but it's just we've just gone off the rails far
Did
too
you
long.
see a movie you wanted to talk about it?
No, not going to talk about movies anymore because that's banned from this podcast now.
We're going
we can't
to
talk about movie theaters.
We're going to a movie theater this week. Just like to go in, not to see a movie.
I just like to be there. I just like to feel the atmosphere.
All right, my recommendation of the week is this Netflix series, which is season 3, just came out of. It's called I Think You Should Leave.
What is that?
It is a sketch comedy series.
Oh.
So each episode is like 3, 4, 5 sketches. It's created by Tim Robinson. I think the boys at Lonely Island are also part of the production.
Andy Samberg?
Yeah.
The other two?
Yeah. The other.
I don't know their names.
I think one's like Jorma or something like that.
That's not a name.
I don't know. Jorma, I thought.
Jorm.
But I could be wrong because no one knows the other two guys. But season 3 just came out a couple days ago.
Uh-huh.
And it's just fucking phenomenal comedy.
Cool.
It's not for everyone. Also, like, when I discovered it, I showed a couple people and most of them hated it. Like, Emily really hated it.
Yeah.
Because most of the sketches are around Tim Robinson, and Tim Robinson, like, what he does best is like this really weird, uncomfortable, outcast guy who screams. And that just... I kind of love it.
Yeah,
That's just me.
I could see people hating that.
I'm a sicko that way. But season 3 is really, really good. We haven't finished it. We've just been taking it like 2 episodes at a time. There's only 6 episodes per season, I think.
Oh.
So it's pretty short.
It's kind of sad.
It is kind of sad.
I love a show with at least 8 to 10 episodes.
Yeah.
8 to 10.
But
at least. 6 is too little.
There's
Probably won't watch
There's
it.
a lot of like celebrity guests that come on.
I love celebrities.
Yeah.
Nice.
Can't think of a single one right now. Bob Odenkirk was in a really good one.
Oh.
Andy Samberg came on.
Sure.
Some people on SNL. Tim Robinson used to be on SNL.
I got to be honest with you. I don't know who the hell that is.
Tim Robinson?
Tim Robinson. Who is that?
I mean,
Describe him.
he's like a white guy. He's funny.
Doesn't help me. Funny white guy.
That's the thing.
Was he that guy who was like masturbating on the phone with people?
No.
No, that's Louis. That's Louis.
Thinking of Neil.
Neil?
Our buddy.
Oh, no, that was alleged. That was alleged. Just kidding.
We should stop. Sorry. That was a joke. No, Tim Robinson there's no allegations against him. He's just a good dude. It's not Louis.
Was he the guy who was too pushy
with
with that girl? And then it was like kind of misunderstood, but he was just kind of an asshole. And then he went away for a while. Then he came back, and people were like, "Oh, he's back!" And then that show on Netflix that he had got canceled.
I think you're thinking of Aziz Ansari.
Oh, that's right.
I'm talking about Tim Robinson, a white guy, very generic.
Hold on,
he's just cycling through comedians that have had less.
Is he that guy with the huge podcast who had that N-word scandal that didn't really go anywhere, and I don't know why, but he's kind of like still just famous and doing his thing?
Podcast N-word scandal. I don't know that I'm tracking.
Joe Rogan.
He had an N-word scandal?
I think so, right? Didn't he?
Just kind of
he had like a whole thing where he said the N-word.
Kind of assumed everything that comes out of his production is like less than stellar.
I mean, when you have a podcast for that long. Just kidding. I've got something that someone would say on the internet, just like, Well, he's when you record that much audio, you're bound to come up with.
Yeah, that's the defense.
Yeah, probably for those brogans. Nice. You get what I'm saying? Ah! Sorry, I interrupted you completely. Who is Tim Robinson?
He's just a comedian.
Was he that guy who was on SNL and he heard that somebody was with his girl, so he had that guy beaten up with brass knuckles outside of some club?
Yeah, that was him.
No, that was Kenan Thompson, you idiot.
Kenan
Thompson's got shooters, bro.
What?
For real. I'm just kidding. No, but he allegedly, like, there was a situation where his ex-wife was with some guy, and then that guy was, he had some guy beat up. Allegedly.
Never heard of it.
Allegedly.
Never heard of that before. He's not still on SNL, is he?
Kenan Thompson?
Yeah.
Of course he is.
Really? Damn.
Well, it was alleged. I don't think he was ever charged with anything or anything really came out. That was just all, like, speculation and rumor.
He's going to be buried with that show, isn't he?
Probably.
Although Bobby Moynihan, we all thought he was going to be there forever, and he's not.
Who the hell is that?
Bobby Moynihan?
Who is that?
You don't know Bobby Moynihan? You don't watch? SNL's not very good, so I don't blame you for
Wait,
that.
which one's Bobby?
Bobby, he's like kind of the larger white guy, like curly hair.
Oh,
he was
him.
like in everything.
Was he the guy who did the... I'm just kidding. No. All right. I do know who you're talking about. I'm going to stop it. I'm done with this. All right. Who's Tim Robinson?
I don't know, man. I think you should leave on Netflix. Season 3 just dropped. Emily and I quote it fucking constantly. It's primo.
Cool.
Primo shit.
Sweet. I will give it a try. I will roll that shit up and smoke it.
Rolling it up.
What was that?
What are you doing? I'm rolling it up.
No, it's not.
Roll it up.
If you're not watching on YouTube, you're lucky. All right. My recommendation of the week is audiobooks. I'm serious, man.
This dude can't read.
Dude,
he's feeding the narrative that he can't read.
I literally can't read. I'm illiterate. I'm stupid. I'm a dummy. I can't read. I don't know words. I just speak English. I can't read it. Okay, I admit it. I admit it. How did I get an A- in AP English? I don't know.
It's a weird thing to drop.
I didn't even take AP.
I was gonna say I don't think he took any. I don't think he took any AP classes. I don't think they let your kind in.
And I got a B+ and it was regular English. Okay.
B+ regular English.
Yeah, but for an illiterate person, isn't that impressive? Anyways, I'm recommending audiobooks. I downloaded this app. It's called Libby. You can get a library card through said app. You go on there, you get a digital library card. Then, whatever your local library is, once you got your library card, you can just get books through the app. It's incredible. Did you know about these things?
Yeah.
Where you can like go and get books for free?
Yeah, I got Libby when I got a Kindle.
Yeah,
the start of 20.
You can just
21.
These places I think are like they're in every town and you can just get books from them. It's amazing.
Man discovers library.
Like how? What? How long have these things been around?
I do think Libby is really cool the way it can connect you with libraries so you can get free books. The one thing that like kind of turns me off is it's like a digital copy.
Yeah.
There shouldn't be like a limited amount. That's
true. I was wondering the same thing.
And I know
because
it's
always
like a licensing
this
thing.
Many copies are available, or this zero of this many copies are available. So it's like there's none available, and these many people are waiting. And it's like, how is that possible? It's just digital. Can't we just have infinite copies?
That happened to me because when I was trying to get my copy of Wuthering Heights, because I couldn't because
this guy reads Wuthering Heights.
The library was all out. So then I had to go to Pride and Prejudice, of course.
Of course, that was your backup.
There were copies of that.
Of course.
So I read that.
That's always available.
Rounded out with Gone with the Wind, and
then finished it out with some Lord of the Flies.
No.
And some Catcher in the Rye.
When I did have my 5-book sprint where I read 5 books in the span of 2 weeks, I did read Catcher in the Rye.
Dude, actually, why is it called Catcher in the
Rye?
Rye is bread. Rye bread. Catcher is behind the plate. So it's like I'm not putting this together. I don't know if you can help
connect
connect
these
these
things.
dots.
You kind of got to read the book, and I have the memory of a goldfish, so Pretty sure
I've read the book.
It's a reference to something that he describes in the book. It's not about a baseball player.
No.
And some bread.
Anyways, my actually though, audiobooks slap because they're like podcasts, but they're books, so you feel a little smarter. And I listened to Seth Rogen's book called Yearbook, and it's great because he actually reads the book himself in the audiobook version, which is always fun, especially when it's a famous person.
See, I can see the appeal there, but if I'm trying to read like a just a book,
yeah, some of them are really bad.
Like
Sometimes the narrator is really bad. Like he's like, Johnny took the car that his dad owned since 1968, and he drove it down the street and crashed it. And you're like, you know what? How could you have read that more boring?
You know, I've looked into getting paid to
Really?
narrate audiobooks. Yeah.
You can just do that.
Yeah, you can. You don't like. There's no guarantee you're just going to get work, but
Yeah.
you can
Let's
make
do
yourself
that.
available.
We'll have to do that.
I feel like
We could do that. Me and you.
just together,
Yeah, we're a package deal.
like every
we
other
read
word.
every other page. Every other word.
Every other word.
Great.
Yeah, that would be way more functional. Let's just start with
Go. Wait, go.
one.
Day.
The
Man.
had
A.
basket
Case.
of
What? What do you mean of?
had a basket case.
Basket case. Oh, of. A.
I can tell this is going to work really, really well.
There's a little few kinks that need to be worked out, but we're on our way.
But be honest, do you think I could do that? Do you think I have a
Hell
voice
yeah.
for it?
I think anybody could do it. Anybody who can
that's-
read could do it.
That's diminishing.
What do you mean?
That hurts.
Literally anyone could do it. It's reading words. They had us do that
I
in
was
elementary school.
I was clearly fishing for a compliment, and then you're like, "Yeah, anyone could do it." You just said that some narrators suck, which means not
That's
everyone
true.
can do it well.
Yeah, but they did it.
Well, I mean, yeah,
I mean, Buzz Aldrin got to the moon. Was he the best astronaut?
probably, probably, maybe, yeah.
Okay. Anyways, get the Libby app, or at least like listen to Seth Rogen's book because it's really good and it's really funny and it's kind of interesting hearing his backstory. And I love Seth Rogen, so that's it. He's awesome. The book is called Yearbook. Listen to it. It's really fun. It's a lot of fun stories from his history and how he came up in the industry, and it's pretty sick. So yeah, there you go.
You ready for question of the day?
Please hit me with it.
Now this is gonna be a little different. You might
He
hear
wrote
me-
it down on paper.
You might.
Who the hell, right?
So I can
It's
remember.
not just notebook paper either. This is graph paper. This
So
is
I could-
what your math teacher had
so I
you
could
put
find
in
in the apartment.
your binder so that you could draw squares in math class and
I also have my
the-
functions on here.
and write the Pythagorean theorem and find the hypotenuse or whatever.
I have my graphs on here. It's just easier to track them that way.
Graphs of what?
All right, so we talk a lot in this podcast,
Yeah, that's what it is.
but I feel like people haven't really gotten the opportunity to know us.
You're right.
You especially.
Me
So,
especially.
For question of the day, we're going to do a lightning round. 10 questions, all right?
Oh.
The viewer's going to learn all about Elliott Thomas Markson the fifth.
Yeah, I am the
You're-
fifth.
You're the fifth?
How'd you know that?
So it's 10 questions, but here's the catch. You can only give me one-word answers,
Okay.
and you cannot expand on your answers unless I ask you to, all right?
Okay.
One word, 10 questions.
Yes. How much time do I get with each question?
As much as you need, I guess.
But I have to settle on one word.
settle on one word.
Okay.
All right. We're going to start out really simple.
Okay.
Really, really simple. Because I want people to get to know you.
Will you be doing this as well?
No. You didn't prepare anything.
Well, you could answer whatever. Fine, just
No,
ask
no,
me the
this
question.
is-
Just ask me the question.
This is just for you. Where were you born? Question one. Sorry, question one. Where were you born?
Edina.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like I know that, but I always think...
Place in Minnesota.
Stop talking. I said one-word answers, and I didn't ask you to elaborate. Question two. What's your favorite color?
Green.
All right. Question three.
What are these questions?
What do you love most about your wife? One word.
Oh, one word.
That was more than one word.
Hold on, I'm thinking. Give me a break. I forgot it was one word I was about
Also, I should probably be clear. I don't really come up with these questions on my own. I kind of grab them off of like a questionnaire.
Sure.
round. So
Yes, you cheated.
This isn't really me, but yeah. Keep going.
What do I love most about my wife?
Yeah, one word.
Funny.
All right. Doesn't really explain much, but I'm
I
not
just
gonna-
settle on one word. I just
I
settle.
said
I
no
just
ex-
settle on
I
one
said
word.
no explanations.
Wait. Kind.
You already said funny.
Well, yeah, I know, but I'm kind of cheating, so I get 2 answers then.
All right. She's funny or kind. Not both, apparently, is what he's saying.
Sweet.
Question 4. Remember, I didn't come up with these.
Okay. Why do you keep saying that? That like worries me. Like, what if this thing could be really bad?
Would you rather have Neil's beard or my eyes?
You didn't come up with that, huh?
It's just a website.
Neil's beard, your eyes?
Yeah. It was kind of like a...
Let me see your eyes. Take your glass off.
I have very blue eyes, for those who can't see.
Neil's beard. He's got a good beard.
All right. I only asked for one-word answers, and that one just made it more hurtful. All right. Question number 5. If you had to give up one of these 2 things, which would you give up?
Okay.
This podcast or going to the gym? Which one would you give up? Remember, I didn't come up with these. We're just trying to get to know you better.
Yeah, you didn't come up with these. That's weird. You just pulled these off some site. How did that even happen?
Yeah. Technology's crazy.
Gym or the podcast? Gym or the podcast? Gym or the podcast? Can I still work out at home?
Sure.
Gym.
I totally thought you were going to give up the podcast.
Oh no, I'm keeping the gym.
Oh, that wasn't the question. All right. Okay. All right. Question number 6. Would you rather have 100 orphans die or have Poe die?
Orphaned human children?
Orphaned children. 100 orphaned children or your dog Poe.
Are they like...
Weird how the website knew this.
Yeah, that's weird.
Knew the name at least.
What country are they from? I'm just kidding. I guess...
The country's not specified. You know,
I was just
Western
kidding.
Europe.
I was kidding.
It's Western Europe.
I was kidding. Oh, wait, Western? Oh, okay. So those are the good Europeans. I guess to save orphans, I'd have to let Poe pass.
One answer, but Poe. All right. Question number 7. Remember, one answer, one word.
Those orphans better thank me.
One word. All right. Have you ever peed on someone's car without their consent?
Yes.
All right. See how easy it was to just answer that?
I thought you were going to get me
Stop
with that?
talking. Stop talking.
Yeah, I've done that. It's a great story. I should tell it.
Question number 8. Who do you blame for this country's problems? One word. Could be a person. Could be a group.
Who do I blame for this country's problems?
Could be a group of people. The funny thing is, this website too. It came up with, because it's not really opinion. It's more of like getting it right versus wrong. You're doing pretty well so far.
Oh, so this is pass fail.
Yeah, this is pass fail. You're doing a great job.
Oh, so there's right and wrong answers.
There's right and wrong answers.
Who do I blame for the country's problems? I'm gonna say movie theaters.
That's 2 words, but we're gonna hyphenate them.
Yeah, to make it one.
To make it 1 word. Good. All right, for question number 9.
Yeah.
This one's a little fun.
Uh-huh.
You're gonna have to take a little spin, take a little detour. All right. You're not yourself in this. You're gonna role play.
All right, I'm good at this.
All right. So you're gonna role play as a white land-owning male in the 1900s, early 1900s, like turn of the century. All right.
Okay.
Get in that mindset.
Is this Reconstruction period? Still?
Yeah, technically yes.
Yeah, till 1906, right?
Yeah.
It's a history lesson. Write it down, kids.
But you're a southern white, not a northern white.
Okay, good. I'm good at Southern. I can do this.
All right. Remember,
Why are you trying?
it's a question.
You're trying to Joe Rogan
One
me
word.
right now.
It's 1 word answers. 1 word answers.
Yeah.
Should women have the right to vote?
Absolutely.
No, you're supposed to role play.
Yeah, I'm role playing. I'm the Southern.
You're
Yeah, I'm the Southern landowner in the 1900s.
So I'm gonna ask you again.
Yeah. Ask me what?
You're like a progressive
Ask me
landowner.
what? Ask me what?
All right, we're gonna move on to the final question.
What did you ask me the question?
I did ask you the question. Do you think women should have the right to vote?
Yes.
Is it progressive landowning?
My wife.
White male.
Yeah, and then cut to the future. My wife voted in 1921. She was one of the first women to vote because that's when women gained suffrage or whatever the fuck it's called.
All right, now you can exit. You're Elliott again. I guess people should spit.
I can't get out of the character. I can't do it. Did you hear in The Weeknd's new show that he was so far into character and his character can't sing that during a show he forgot how to sing and he couldn't perform. He had to cancel a performance.
The fuck?
He's such a good actor.
I heard that show is awful.
Yeah, I did too.
I heard on opening night they had less than 1 million people watching.
Yeah, I heard it was bad.
That's terrible.
Anyways, continue.
You can find 1 million people to watch anything together at any point.
Easy.
Except for The Weeknd's show. All right, question number 10. You're Elliott again, all right?
Okay.
1-word answers, no explanations.
Yes, sir.
But again, there are rights and wrongs. Who do you believe is in the right? Israel or Palestine? One-word answers.
No.
The correct answer was it's a very convoluted,
You said one word. You said
non-binary.
one word. You said one word.
Some people just know how to say that in one word.
What's the one? Okay.
So I hope you had fun.
How did I do? What was my score?
Very poorly. I was trying to make you feel better, but
Oh.
you got pretty much all of them wrong.
Yeah, that figures. Really?
Yeah.
Was I supposed to pick Poe over the orphans?
No, that one was good.
Oh, good. Okay.
So it was kind of weighted. The questions were weighted.
Okay, yeah.
And because you took Neil's beard, that one was wrong, and that one kind of like 50 questions.
Yeah,
so
you're not going to let that go.
No.
You do have nice baby blue eyes, and they're kind of
Yeah.
like two little aqua pools in Cabo that I just want to dive my little toesy woesies into. You know what I'm saying?
I thought you were gonna stop at like too little. Like you got too little eyes.
Two
They're
tiny
too small.
little. They're tiny. No, your corneas are itty bitty.
Did you enjoy your questions?
I loved it.
Do you think the audience knows a little bit more about you?
Yeah. Why do you like bringing up Israel and Palestine? You've done that multiple times.
It's a
You're a,
very
you always want to get other people's opinion on it, but you never share your own.
well. Maybe if you maybe if you came up with hard hitting questions of the day like I would, maybe we could talk about it.
All right, let's talk about bizarre news. Okay. Let's talk about bizarre news.
Let's do it.
Let's talk about it.
I am quite excited.
Peregrine falcons dive bombing Chicago pedestrians to protect chicks.
Peregrine?
Yeah. Peregrine?
I think it's peregrine.
Whatever.
I don't want to say anything, but I don't want you to be embarrassed again on this podcast.
I can't read. Building managers have put up 2 signs saying, "Warning! Beware of falcons. Parents will attack to protect babies on building ledge. Take a different path." That's all in one sign. Could you believe it?
It's a big sign.
A pair of peregrine falcon parents are raising 3 chicks along Chicago's busy Whacker Drive.
Whacker?
Whacker Drive. And beware to any pedestrian who ventures too closely to their nest. Just ask Chuck Velasquez, who was struck by one of the falcons. The patent attorney was leaving work one day last week, walking below the nest situated on a 7th floor ledge when he felt a thud on his head. See, couldn't you see me reading an audiobook?
Yeah.
This is incredible.
2 peregrine falcons.
I thought, what was that? It felt like a 16-inch softball, said Velasquez. He sustained a 1-inch gash on his head and now avoids the path beneath the nest altogether.
This felt like a 1.5 foot softball.
I know, like, what is he talking about, man? At least one other person has been clobbered by the birds. Building security guards said. Building managers have put up 2 signs. We already were told what the sign said. I don't know why the article's repeating it again. From his window across the nest on the 10th floor, Ruben Gurdiola.
Is it like just bonking people in the head with its beak?
Yeah, I guess it's just like swooping down and just knocking them with it.
The
Yeah,
bird.
it feels like a 16-inch softball, man. Right to the noggin, right through the top of the cranium.
Like 16-inch diameter?
Sure.
Radius?
Circumference.
Circumference?
Yeah, it's a circle. A softball's a circle.
Felt
You
like
believe it?
a really large ball hit my head.
Yeah. But Ruben Guardiola has been monitoring the Falcons for a couple of weeks. He noticed the Raptors becoming aggressive with passerby after their chicks hatched last week. Look at the building. It's perfect for birds, Guardiola said. There's no people, no predators. Yeah, you're in the city of Chicago.
What do you mean there's no people?
Who's a predator to the Falcons? Also, there are people. What is he talking about?
Colts.
It's a city. What?
Did I make a football joke? Are they in the same conference division?
No. Not even in this. No, they're not in the same conference or the same division. You know nothing.
Could have been a great joke. The Bengals.
But, anyways, I don't care anymore about these people. But, fun fact about peregrine falcons, they can reach speeds in excess of 200 miles per hour when diving.
Jesus Christ.
200!
So like a 200...
It's like a fucking Bugatti rolling at you from the skies.
It's like a 200 mile per hour, 16-inch softball.
Yeah.
It's gotta hurt.
Yeah.
How are people not dying?
How did that guy only get a gash on his head?
It was just a gash?
Yeah, that's what it said. It said it was an inch-long gash.
Not
an inch.
Not a 16-inch long
Not 16
softball
inches.
shaped gash.
Mm-mm.
But an inch is pretty big.
That's pretty big.
It's not
An
small.
inch pretty big. Not small.
Don't let anyone tell you that's small.
Woman walking on California beach finds ancient mastodon tooth.
What?
A woman taking a Memorial Day weekend stroll on a California beach found something unusual sticking out of the sand.
Wait, what part of is it? NorCal, SoCal, ECal?
I
WCal?
believe it's Southern California, I think.
SWACal?
But we'll find out in a second, I'm sure.
NECal?
A tooth from an ancient... Oh, an ad.
Of course.
Sorry.
Ad blocker, folks.
It's tough. A tooth from an ancient mastodon. But then the fossil vanished, and it took a media blitz and a kind-hearted jogger to find it again. Why was that necessary to mention? I don't know. Jennifer Shue, I believe, found the foot-long tooth, sticking out of the sand on Friday at the mouth of Aptos Creek on Rio Del Mar State Beach, located off Monterey Bay in Santa Cruz County on California's Central Coast. What? You think fossils are funny, huh? These were living creatures that passed.
I'm just picturing you do an audiobook. But like you don't ever give it like a once over. It's just like kind of a one shot.
Like I don't redo it. I just like
No
if I
editing.
fuck up the words, I just keep moving forward. That's how they should do it. It would make it more interesting.
That's good. Did you get any sort of reward for returning this mastodon tooth? Why can't I think of what a mastodon is?
It's like I had to look it up too because I couldn't think of it either. It's like an elephant, kind of
okay.
almost like a
Like a mastodon.
yeah, like a mastodon. It's like an ancient elephant kind of thing.
I love when people, like, in order to give you more information, compare something to itself. God, great.
You know, I actually don't know what happened to her because the article literally just ends like saying like this was really cool, and like that, that was it. That was the whole article.
You need to put like a little spin on it.
Some-
She found it like she was impaled on the mastodon tooth.
She found a 1-inch gash on her head from the mastodon tooth.
She said it looked like a 16-inch pickleball.
Oh boy!
Wow, that was some bizarre news.
That was some bizarre news.
Wow, this is good. It was good to be back in the bunker.
Back in the fortress.
Do you have any closing thoughts?
Closing thoughts. Everything that was said in this podcast today was probably not true. So don't take it as gospel unless you want to believe it. Because then go ahead. That's fine. I mean, we I'm illiterate. So what do I know? I don't know anything. I've never read a book. I only listen to them. And I don't know how to read. I just discovered libraries. Just don't take anything I say as anything to take home and tell your mom, okay?